Hi, my name's Marley Gibbons. I'm the Hangman. Um, so I don't really know how to turn around and start to just communicate this. So, um, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I found out that I have HIV. I went to the oncologist for swollen lymph nodes because I've had testicular cancer and it spread metastasized to my lymphatic system when I was 28. So it's like they thought it was a relapse. They said I've got a relapse seminoma, possible lymphoma. I went and did a core biopsy on my armpit about a week and a half ago, and they did a few blood tests and everything back, and it came back as HIV positive. So I've started Biktarvy, which is a medication for HIV, to not be able to pass it, and it'll turn around, and I've had no side effects. Probably thing is, I've really struggled in the last few years since my cancer and like my recovery to gain some weight. Like, I'm 35 years old and I look like a twig. And so I'm going through that, so fingers crossed that this helps me gain some weight. I have I'll stand up and you can sort of see, this is my body type. I'm skinny, I'm scrawny. Hopefully I can turn around and gain some muscle, because I want to turn around and eventually look like Ryan Reynolds from Amityville Horror. That's my goal. And all I can do is I'm sharing my content, sharing my story, because when I share my story, I'm speaking my truth. I'm turning around and going to show the world the HIV medication. It's a blessing to be on medication to turn around and suppress the HIV, and hopefully me sharing my content and telling my story will one day turn around and help someone else going through HIV, who's been through cancer, who has been through sexual abuse, and has turned around and just sat there and go, I'm choosing to share my life and share my story, because it can help someone with their life and their journey and their story to be able to express it in a healthy way. So hopefully I can get into the army. I want to serve my country as a cook. That is my long-term goal. At the moment, I'm chef at Portobello's. Been there 2 months and I love the job there. It's freaking amazing. I work with some really, really good people, and they've been really supportive through my HIV diagnosis. They've been the best support system that I could have asked for. They have no idea how much of an inspiration and how much of a help they've been for me while I'm going through this transition in my life, like a rebirth of who I am. But at the same time, like, I had to be honest with all the people that I work with, so I've told everybody about my HIV status, because I don't see the point in keeping it a secret when they technically class it as an infectious disease. So I'm just telling people that I have a disease, but I'm on treatment for it. So if you turn around and judge people for having HIV, it means you don't have an understanding of the disease, or you don't even know what a disease is, because a disease is something that affects the body and it's a long-term thing. So some diseases can be like counteracted with medication, but HIV doesn't have a treatment, nothing to counteract it. It can't be cured, and because it can't be cured yet, you have to go on medication for life to turn around and treat it. When people found out you had cancer, they go, poor you, pity you. When they found out you have HIV, they fucking run a mile, because it's something they can catch. They can contract it from you if the person who has it is stupid and doesn't turn around and be on the right medication and turn around and does the right thing by being on HIV medication, turning around and not leaving things out that can turn around and pass it on to people. Or if you have it, having unprotected sex, not being on medication, those sort of people are the ones that give HIV the bad name. Like, those are the people that need to turn around and, like, if you, like, you report to infectious disease when you get HIV of all the people you've slept with. So if you turn around and you can go through those lists of people that you, that people have slept with, and the name comes up is like, like a checklist. So you do that checklist, and then if another person does that, and another person does that, that person who slept with those 3 people needs to be notified, because they're passing it on to other people purposely. They know they're sick, or they don't know they're sick because they're too fucked in their head to turn around and go get treatment. Or they're passing it on to people purposely, guilty, because they turn around and are trying to make other people feel just like they felt. They're twisted, they're psychotic, they need to be on medication to turn around and counteract that imbalance in their body because they feel weak, it affects your mental health, it brings you down to this really low vibration, like the pit of despair of like HIV. So when you turn around on medication for it, your mind is clearer, your body feels better, it brings you up to this level of like you know, clarity in life. Because before I just thought it was like, before I was told that you have HIV, Marley, and I just felt like weak, lethargic. I didn't feel like my mental health was, no matter what I did, I just couldn't get on top of it. And like, I went and did an STD check probably a year ago, but I had only slept with probably 3 people in that time, in that year, and they all told me they were HIV clear. So I just assumed to turn around and trust them because I didn't think they would lie to me or that. But at the end of the day, the way I contracted HIV is I sat on a needle, and I've got the mark there to prove it on my butt, and it was a dirty needle, and my friend texted me, and it was like a big drama. He thought it was a big drama, like you can't contract it that way. The HIV dies in the blood. I'm like, if it was a dirty needle, of course you can contract it that way. And he's like, well, he sent me a thing about cases that people have had, it's rare as to contract it. And I'm like, well, okay, if that's your defense against it, why are you getting so defensive about the fact that I showed you the mark when I sat on the needle at your house, and you were like, oh shit, okay. Like, oh shit, what's that on your ass? It was like this gigantic lump and it was infected, it was pussy. I went to the doctors, they turned around and gave me antibiotics and sent me on my way for the infection. They didn't treat me or test me for HIV because they turned around and just thought it was an infection. They didn't even worry about it. Because I'm from Adelaide and I was in Melbourne at the time. They just sort of sent me on my way. I went back home and I didn't feel sick or anything for a long time. And then all of a sudden I sort of felt like something's not right, my lymph nodes were swollen. I went to the doctors, and like you do when you turn around you feel like your body's not up to standard. So I went and did all the tests and I found out that I have HIV. And then I'm like, okay, so now I've got to bite this bullet, bite it in the arse and turn around and fix the problem. So in case like I choose to turn around and go hang out with someone or sleep with someone, I don't want to pass it on to them. That is the worst feeling in the world, to turn around and tell someone, hi, sorry, I think I could have given you HIV. But if you turn around and accept the fact that you're doing everything in your power, like if you didn't know and you're still honest about it, that is okay, because you're turning around and taking accountability for your actions. But if you're turning around and giving it to people on purpose, like that's just nasty. Those people need to be like put in a mental health facility and forced their medication, because that's wrong. People to turn around and give or do it on purpose because they contracted it from someone and they're going to turn around and be vindictive. That's how to say, that's being in a negative low vibration. So I want the world to realise that having HIV isn't a death sentence. People live perfectly long lives with it. It's just how your mentality is by having it. If you turn around and sit there and think, I'm going to die from this, it's going to kill me, most likely it will kill you faster. If you believe you're going to live to 90 just like your fucking twin brother and your mum, you're going to outlive your parents, if you believe that in your heart and soul, medication will work. Trust me. If you turn around and just feel like you're in that pit of despair and you're just focusing on, I'm going to die from this, you're bringing in that negativity, so you're freaking feeding the doubt and that HIV. And it's like when you fuel a fire, what happens? The fire gets stronger. So when you fuel that fire and your mind isn't strong enough to turn around and counteract it, you've got to believe and have faith, and like faith in the Lord, faith in every single thing that you do, that you're on the right track to turn around and you will beat it. And it's not beating it, it's just outlasting it, because it's always going to be in your system. It's like, you can call me a mudblood for all I care, I don't care, because at the end of the day, I'm who I am. I am a survivor of sexual abuse, I am a survivor of cancer, and I am a survivor of HIV. They are the things that I have overcome in my life. I may have for the rest of my life, but I will overcome it, because I will stay on top of it, and I will always turn around and do my treatment, get my checks, and turn around and live my life to the fullest. I won't take anything for granted. I'll be graceful, I'll be accepting, I'll take the blessings, I'll take life as it comes, because if you turn around and live in that negative low vibration, I'll end up in a hospital bed, living there, waiting to die. I don't want to be there. And if I do end up being there before I'm like 60, I can say at least I lived 60 fucking good years, and I lived it my fucking way. And that's all that really matters, living life your way, standing in the light, standing in your authenticity, and choosing to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, how the fuck can you love someone else? That's how I see the world, and that's just how I see it. Hope something resonated. This was just me venting, not even throwing any cards out, because if I threw cards out, it would probably turn around and clarify everything that I just fucking said. Right, so okay, we'll throw out some cards from my Sacred Spirits, because I really resonate with this deck, and it's just sort of, it was like calling me right now. It could have done the Path of Light, but this is the one that it was calling me to. So we've got my Victavi, put that out at the world, because that's my world now. And I have Eternal Union. It's choosing myself, choosing love, choosing a connection, choosing abundance, choosing that connection. And it says new love is forming, so it's new love for myself. It doesn't have to be for someone else. It's just love, straight up love for who I am and who I'm gonna be. Where do I get the messages from? I get them from Spirit, from Source, and I choose to live in that power of observing illumination. So I choose to live in my energy, my authenticity, my light. When you choose to live in your light, where do I get my light from? And my energy, I live in that energy. Look at that, it says it right there, live in that energy. Live in light energy. See the beauty in life. I see the fucking beauty in life. I've always seen the beauty in life. I just see it a little bit more now that I'm going through what I'm going through. But at the end of the day, it's my life, my journey, and it's going to lead me to a place of pure abundance, because I'm choosing to live in my authenticity. I'm guarding my energy from toxic people. I'm turning around, staying away from everything that doesn't serve me and that's not for my higher good or for my greater good, because I'm aligning my universe. I'm choosing myself over everything else. I'm aligning what serves me, and I'm turning around to choose negativity to distract you. So I'm choosing to stay away from negativity and navigate distractions. So align your universe. Things that distract you, things that don't serve you, you don't need them in your life. When you choose to turn around and do that, your life will turn around and change for the better. And that's an emotional challenge, to turn around and sit there and say, align your universe. And that's a message from Spirit. So it says, eternal union, love yourself. When you love yourself, your universe will align. When you get a Spirit message, you get a message from Spirit, from Source, from God, from whoever you resonate with. It says an emotional challenge, resolve the issue. So turn around and choose. Like I have HIV. I chose to resolve my issue by choosing to go on medication, so I can't turn it. I get better, I get healthier, and being healthier leads to guarding your energy, choosing to stand in your power, standing in the light, howling at the fucking moon, choosing to protect your abundance, protect your future. And when you do that, it leads you to this beautiful place called soul fragments. Balance will be restored in time. When balance is restored, soul fragments, balance will be restored. Mindful wisdom creates inner harmony with the owl, looking at it from a different perspective, sitting in your presence and looking down on it, and knowing that you've turned around and done everything in your power, and you've accepted the fact that you've got HIV. I have HIV, and I'm living with it for the rest of my life. But I choose to be grounded and accept it for what it is. It's a part of me. I'm never going to be able to change that or take that away from. Can't get rid of it. There's no cure, but I can live with it for the rest of my life, and I can still be happy because I'm choosing to let your soul fucking shine. I'm choosing to be me. I'm choosing to be the authentic person that I was meant to be. Just a little bit, you know, a little bit of a mudblood. What can I say? Hermione Ranger was a mudblood. She's fucking the smartest one out of them all. So that's like Harry Potter quote. Who doesn't like a little bit of magic here and there? And it says why? Because when you turn around and you're grounded, you have mindful wisdom, your soul is fragments. You turn around and it leads you to third eye vision, reclaim your mind. Because you go on medication and your mind is clearer. Your body gets to sit there and take a break from fighting the HIV. Your mind is clearer, your body is healthier, and literally you see things from a different perspective. So I can sit there, and if I know people on HIV, I have HIV, and they're not on medication, I can see it, I feel it, I see the energy, I see their soul, I see it in their eyes. People are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I know when they're not on it, when they've got it, and when they're not on it now, because I've turned around, I've experienced that low vibration. And when you're in that low vibration, and now I'm in that third eye vision, reclaim your mind, that's fucking galactic healing, people. That is you speaking your truth, and that leads move forward with an open mind. You can't change what has happened. Your third eye is finally activated and you see things for what they are. So you take your galactic healing and you open your mind to that healing. That came under mindful wisdom. When you turn around and have mindful wisdom and you've got an open heart and you're moving forward with an open mind, open heart, your third eye is reclaimed. You've cleared your mind of everything that's negativity because you've grounded yourself. You use the wisdom that you've learnt. You've guarded your energy. You resolved that issue. You end up leading the fucking way. You lead the way. And when you lead the way, it says light your own fucking path. Choose yourself. Choose to lead the way. Choose to live in your authenticity and never give up the fucking fight, because when you give up the fight, you've lost. So don't give up the fight, because everybody cares about light codes. Travel awaits you. Travel does await me. I have to drive to work. But travel awaits. It turns around and says, it could be a spiritual journey, it could be travel just to the shop, who knows where you're gonna go, but travel awaits. When you turn around and lead the fucking way. When you lead the way and travel awaits you, you end up with open intuition. You see things for what they truly are. You see the light in the darkness in the light. And things come to fruition when you turn around and choose to live in yourself. Like, look at that. It literally looks like a lymph node sitting there floating, and he's got them in his hands, he's got them in his chest, and literally he's got them all through his neck. You look at those lymph nodes are just exploding. That's lymphatic system where the HIV attacks your lymph nodes, where your lymph nodes are. That's everywhere in your neck, in your armpits, in your groin, in your chest. So that's under galactic healing, and it says seek clarification, because you're turning around and your third eye is open, but you've got to turn around and realize you're not a doctor. So you go to a doctor and they do tests, and tests turn around and tell you what is in your lymphatic system. If you Google lymphatic system, every lymphatic system will come up as a green aura around it. So that to me is a lymphatic system with a tumor. That's what resonates with me. But that tumor also gives you light, because that tumor was made from something. And then it says clear and activation. Create a sacred space. I'm choosing to be my authentic self in my fucking room, and I'm leading the way. I'm doing what makes me happy. Secret temptations. Don't be led astray. Choose to live in your authenticity. Stay focused. And then when you stay focused, you end up with something called birth of creation. Something is created, something new is born. When that thing is born, potential growth is coming in. Because everyone is a toxic frog who has HIV. It's just, you're so pretty on the outside, but turn around and touch us, and if we're not on our medication, boom, you will get stung. And it's like, you know, those are the people that turn around and give HIV a bad name. The toxic frogs out there, look beneath the surface. I'm still human. I just have dirty blood. So stay away from my blood. If I'm on my medication, my Biktarvy, I can't pass it on through blood to blood. I can't pass it on through sex. I can't pass it to anybody because I'm undetected, because I'm choosing divine will and I'm standing in my fucking light. Choosing to do the right thing. Let fear go. When you turn around, I choose to be when I turn around and am told by the doctors, you are undetectable. It's going to be let go of fear. That's when the fear will disappear, when I can't hurt anybody. So it's like dark night of the soul, bringing life brings new meaning. So finding out you have HIV brings like, oh shit, I better live my life to the fullest, because you know something could happen, but it's already happened and I'm still living my life. I'm still doing everything that I need to do. I do meditation, I take time out, I do readings, tarot card readings, I share my content, send out message to the universe. There are two paths. I could turn around and not be on medication, or I could be on medication. Two paths. One, I'll get sick and I can pass it on to people. Two, I could turn around and be on medication, not pass it to anybody, and live a great life. I'm choosing number two. Because it says, between two worlds. I am stuck between two worlds. Having HIV or not having HIV. Passing it to someone, not passing it to someone. Being on medication, not being on medication. I'm going to choose being on medication, not being able to pass it to someone, and living a fucking blessed life. Ignite your passion for life. Oh, I'm choosing to ignite my passion for life. I'm choosing to speak my truth. Love, light, act with care. I'm choosing to act with care. I'm sharing my content to the world, because I'm choosing to expand my horizons. I'm choosing to expand my growth, expand my knowledge, protect the world. Educate your mind and senses. Awaken desires to change. Spirit awakening, third eye activation, right? And then you've got Ascended Master. Create open communication. Speak your truth. When you speak your truth, you turn around and you're accepting it. You're Ascended Master. Astral travel, caution needed. Energy signature. Boom. Choosing to stand in your light. Choosing to light up the world. Hidden realms, creative chaos.